wanted to add, Banner Builders wasn't a cosmetic contractor like most of these operations that have a superintendent and they sub everything out. Banner Builder, I had my own framing and concrete crew, so that's how we made our money, by the hard part of the construction process, the framing and the concrete. The cosmetic stuff was just a paper push. Right now in this market, people are just doing cosmetic type of remodeling, and any Tom, Dick, and Harry can do that. So don't be fooled by these contractors on TV. I was able to give people good prices because I was able to do the hardest part with my own crew, and I didn't have to sub that out. If you have to sub the concrete and the framing out, you have to pay a premium for that, especially when business is booming. And I was doing it at a time when the market was up. As far as and I'll get more into the Banner Builder story in a little bit. But why I walked out of my brother's company, Livingstone, years ago, I was the one keep making that business work. I was the one that was down there all the time, 7 days a week. I was going to the conventions, I was running the sales, and I was running the factory. I was doing basically everything. My brother was not showing up. He was depressed. The business was under extreme financial stress. He wasn't coming down there. He had one guy that he was using to suppress me because that was his only hold on that business. Otherwise, he would have had to give me complete control, and he would have looked like to his partners like he wasn't doing anything. So he was suppressing me. Then he makes a deal with me where he's going to give me 40% of his 60% ownership because of my contribution, and I contributed money to him as well in that business. And then I went to ask him to sign a piece of paper to indicate that he's going to actually do that, and he refused to do so. So he double crossed me. And I went to my father, and this is after years of Snow Freight Line and how he ruined that operation, and all that hard work, all the hard work of his family he squandered because he couldn't control his bad habits, his bad business. He's got great business habits, but he's got horrible business habits. He is very, and I'm going to get into another video about all the bad things he does wrong, how he manages people in the wrong way. This is why he eventually went broke with his $100 million business, because all those habits eventually caught up to him, and he had the propulsion and the support of his family in order to make those businesses get to where they got in the first place. So it's a long, complicated story, and I'm going to get into that. But that's why I walked out on him, because he was cheating me, and it got to a point where cheating his own brother, who was always trustworthy, always showing up on the weekend, always showing up when he didn't show. I was always taking care of business. I went up to Riverside and ran that operation when nobody else would, and I didn't want to go. This guy screwed me, and guess what I did years later? When he had this massive company, and he was out of personal money himself, he was hurting for cash to meet his personal bills. Guess who came to his rescue with the $100,000 loan when he was too embarrassed to ask any of his business affiliates, because it would have been embarrassing to ask people for $100,000. I came through and loaned him $100,000. After we made up, after 15 years of being estranged, I loaned him $100,000. Is that character? That's what I did for this guy who's cut me off again and continues to lie about me. This is how rotten this guy is. And he's even actually spread lies to my nephews about me. I've asked, let's have a conversation. They're afraid because they know the things I say are going to make their father look bad, because he's a rotten bastard, and he's still hard-headed. And my sisters are no better. My two oldest sisters, who he paid off to keep quiet and to estrange me as well.